Welcome to the Anna London Show. We're really excited tonight. We have Misha Siegfried and a couple of his band members, Ross Catterton and Dan Buddha. Dan has been on the show before. Ross is coming on the show on December 10th, so you'll get to hear some of his music, and you'll get to hear one of his songs in a little bit here on the show as well. So, Alan, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. Yourself?
I'm good. I haven't seen you forever. Where you been? You fell off the face of the earth.
I've been hiding.
You don't call, you don't text, you don't write. I'm convinced you don't love me.
I don't write. You know, I lack the skills of writing and somewhat reading.
Is this because of your lack of education as a black man?
Yes, because I'm black. You know, I chose to not go to school like I should have. You know, I dropped out. I had a very troublesome childhood. I used to sell drugs, you know.
It's a really sad story. I had to do
what I had to do to take care of my family.
What a success story. Look where you're at now.
You know, my dad wasn't there, so I had to help support my mom, pay the bills, you know.
I almost want to donate to your cause.
Hey, remember, call us, 935-2951. You can also donate to the Ellen Rhodes Fund. I'll be here until 9 o'clock. I'll take any type of donation that you have.
He needs food. He's getting skinny.
Yes, very. I'm emaciated, people, if you know what that means.
Ooh, for somebody who's uneducated.
I read the dictionary 2 times a day.
You know what? There's this great little thing that you can set up on your computer where it's like from, I think it's dictionary.com anyway. It'll like flash new words across your screen every like 2 seconds.
Let me pull out my iPhone and look that up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very broke, people. This is prepaid.
Alan doesn't get a salary for the show. This is volunteer. I don't get a salary for that reason.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you get paid? Because if so, you need to let me know these things. So, how are you, Anna, anyway?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm fabulous.
That's good.
Had a nice day off, slept in, went and got a manicure, you know.
Yeah, I
worked
remember
on
that.
some
I
music.
texted you earlier, and you were too busy to text me back because I guess your fingers were drying.
My fingers were in a bowl of chemicals. What was I to do?
Use your tongue.
Ew.
I mean, your mouth. You got Siri. Hit the button. Text Alan.
Did you hear that would still require one of my fingers?
That's why you use your tongue. You go.
No, that's just in
your phone's
poor
clean,
taste. Right, because my hands are over it all the time, so it's one of the cleanest.
I think your hands are clean. Don't touch me.
Okay. Anyway, Alan, did you do your homework this weekend?
I'm doing it as we speak. You know, I'm very quick. Hold on. Give me a second.
We have shows to announce.
Yes, we do.
We do have one show that I can announce while Alan finishes his assignment for the week.
You made me feel
Nothing
like a bad
the
student.
last minute. Well, Alan, the homework was due 15 minutes ago.
I didn't know there was a time limit on this sort of
Well, gee, I don't know. We go on the air at 8. Hello.
Hey, I'm black. We like to procrastinate.
Oh, that's right. You guys are on, like, Black People Standard Time?
Yeah. CP time.
That's right. Colored People
right.
Time. Oh, I know what that means. I know. I used to be married to somebody who had brown skin.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
Well, we're divorced.
Exactly. That tells you everything you need to know about us black guys.
So, Sleazebot, who we had on our show a couple weeks ago, is actually playing a show on Friday, December 16th at the Wisconsin Cheese Bar. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I believe they're starting at it's somewhere between 9 and 10. Just get there by 9:30. They never go on.
Wasn't it 8:30?
At the Cheese Bar?
I heard 8:30.
That's not possible because Sam works till 9, so I'm pretty sure he won't be there to play since he can't split himself into 2 people
I've seen him try.
It was an interesting event. Yeah. So, what's been going on? Hey, have you gotten any texts from St. Mary's yet?
No, actually. I don't even know if they're even listening tonight. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm going to text a couple of them in a little while. I talked to Patrick earlier today. He said he was going to listen. He's at work till 9, I think, tonight. But, you know, that might not work out for him.
Yeah, not if it's been the way it's been.
Exactly. I heard it was pretty crazy today. I had to go up there, actually, earlier.
Oh, God. Thank God I've had the last 3 days off. It's been so nice.
And don't forget, people, we have a phone. You can call us. We know how it works. 414-935-2951. 414-935-2951.
We proved that the phone works last week. We did our own little scientific experiment.
Yes, Anna called. I remember that.
It did.
And she tried to swear, so I had to cut her off.
It's because you were being a jerk.
That's my MO.
Yeah, I know.
You know this by now. Don't forget, people, we also will be at the Up and Under tonight, directly following the show.
And that open mic will be led by none other than the Misha Siegfried himself, who you will get to talk to in a few minutes here.
Yeah, he's here in the studio.
So what do we have going on in the music scene this week, Alan?
Music scene. Today's the 12th, right?
All day.
Tomorrow there's karaoke at Big Dog Sports Grill. All right.
Really?
I've been. It's nice. I've sung. It wasn't too nice, but
I bet it was entertaining.
it was very entertaining. Very entertaining because I have no singing voice and I was slightly inebriated. So, if you've ever seen me normally and then you see me slightly inebriated, it's slightly intensified. So,
Oh, geez.
that explains everything you need to know about me intoxicated. All right? Wednesday, there's an open mic at Whammy Bar that starts at 9 p.m. And it's also ladies' night. So, all you single fellas that are looking for ladies, go check them out. Anna won't be there.
No.
She has to work Wednesday, don't you?
Till 9, but I'm not going there.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not on.
We
I'm
might
not,
make an entrance.
No, I'm not in the market, so I don't need to go meet all of the
Just because you're not
high quality.
on the market doesn't mean you can't go out and have fun.
Well, I do,
I'll
but I'll
be
probably be
there.
at
I'll
the
make
down
sure
and
you
over.
stay.
Probably be at the down and over.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What time is that?
It starts about 9:30, and that is led by Caleb Milestone of
Cool,
Silky
cool,
Beef. So
cool.
that's a recurring event every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. Okay. Let me tell you about this day I had yesterday.
Yeah, I want to hear
While
about this. We
we're-
have 3 minutes, so.
Well, okay, it won't take that
Oh,
long.
we need the cable to be plugged into the
Yeah,
computer.
it won't take that long. So yesterday, I was off. It was, Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sitting on my couch watching the game. You know, I'm a sports fan, unlike you, who doesn't watch any sports. If you want to plug that in, that'd be awesome. Does it long enough? No? No? Okay, do this one. This one is good. So anyway, sitting on the couch watching the football game, and I get a text message from a woman who
probably happens to be crazy.
Yes, she's very crazy.
'Cause I know how you attract crazy.
Right, because most beautiful women are crazy, which is why you're somewhat a little off the track. But
Thanks,
beautiful
Alan.
women are allowed to be crazy because they're the only ones that you actually want to sit around and deal with. Because if you're ugly and you're crazy, it's like, I don't want to sit here. But anyway, so she texts me, and she goes, "I'm pregnant." I said, "Okay, why are you telling me? We have never been together in that way." And she goes, "I think you're the father." I put the phone down. I call her, and I go, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "We're going on Maury." "For what?" "Because you're the baby's daddy."
She did not. Are you being honest?
I'm being totally honest. I'll show you the text message. I said, "But we've never been together in this way, so what do you mean?" She goes, "I'm telling you, I'm 1,000% sure that you're the baby's daddy."
So really bad at math,
Yes,
apparently.
obviously.
Not smart.
Yes.
Okay.
So I go 1,000% sure. Okay, we've never been together. Okay, and I'm the baby's father. Okay, but I do know that you get free plane tickets to go to where the Maury show is taped, and they put you up in a hotel and all this stuff. Right. So I'm like,
You're thinking,
I get
how
a
can I
free
swing
vacation.
this my
Right.
way?
I get a free vacation. All right, call the show. Let them know. We'll be out there.
I'll happily submit to paternity testing since I know we've
Exactly.
never had
So I'm
any
waiting
intimate
on,
relations.
she says she's going to call. I'm waiting on all that to come through. So hopefully that'll come through maybe next week. So I'll let you know if I'm on my way to Connecticut or not.
Okay. Oh, that's where the Maury public
Yeah,
show
it
is.
used to be taped in New York or Chicago, one of the two. But now they're in
I think it
Connecticut.
may have been Chicago.
Yeah. And the Jerry Springer show is taped out there.
Wow.
So
are
I
you
might
gonna hit that too?
I might hit that up, get my Jerry beads.
Wow, we're talking about high class, high quality.
Yes, very, very much so.
wow.
Very much so.
All right. Well, anything else to add to?
No, I have nothing else
Because
to add.
we have to get to music, so
That's
we can get
right.
the band on stage and interview them.
So are we doing 2 songs first, Anna, or are we going to do just
Well,
one
yeah,
right
you
now?
have 2 songs coming up, actually. Mr. Ross Catterton's
Chicago
Chicago Cabaret,
Cabaret,
and he is
yes.
actually the saxophone player for Misha Siegfried's band, and you'll get to hear a little bit from him in a bit. And then we are playing one of Misha's songs, Minion Part 2, and then we'll be back and coming into the interview.
All righty. Sounds like a plan. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Are you sure you're ready?
Pretty sure I'm ready.
All right. First up, Ross Catterton, Chicago Cabaret.
door. It smells of perfume you had on the night before. And I breathe you in and remember when I first saw you. You appeared as a shadow on the floor. Like a thief you stole my gaze. I had no clue what lay in store. And all of our surroundings seemed to slowly fade away. So we joined our hands and left them a Chicago cabaret. A Chicago cabaret. Stole into the night inside the yellow limousine and headed to the address where real life runs into dreams. It's just past that looking glass into my soul. Chariot of silver upon cables we did ride to the penthouse of our palace, floating quietly in the sky. The lights below, their subtle glow, caressed our faces. You appeared as a shadow on the floor. Like a thief you stole my gaze. I had no clue what lay in store. And all of our surroundings seemed to slowly fade away. So we joined our hands and left them a Chicago cabaret. And in that moment, just before our love began, when only angels bridge the gap between our lips' demands, hearts were pounding, minds were racing, and the clocks threw up their hands, and we kissed, and those fireworks, they burst all over Chicago land. Oh, yeah, yeah. You appeared as a shadow on the floor. Like a thief, you stole my gaze. I had no clue what lay in store. And all of our surroundings seemed to slowly fade away. So we joined our hands and left them a Chicago cabaret. We can take the world by storm, and if we try, we will toast 1,000 lifetimes left to live and yet to die. But we'll deal with tomorrow when tomorrow's not today. So just stay with me tonight, dance our lovers' cabaret, our lovers' cabaret, our lovers' cabaret, our Chicago cabaret.
All right, welcome back. That was Ross Catterton's Chicago Cabaret and Misha Siegfried's Minion Part 2. So we have 3 of the band members here tonight. Misha Siegfried, of course. Hi, Misha.
Hello.
Hi. Ross, how are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty awesome.
Good. Yeah, I'm pretty awesome. Good, that's good. I'm fabulous. So how are you, Dan?
Apparently Dan did all the vocals on that song.
Spent 6 months in Morocco.
Actually, it's Hebrew, if you have to must know. Sorry. All right, go ahead. What
Go
we
on.
talking? Right.
So, I'm interested. I know a little bit about Ross. I know about Dan, although we're going to talk about Ross too, since Dan's been on the show before. Let's talk about you first, Misha. How'd you get started in music? What did you start out playing guitar? Or?
I started in 4th grade. I was a cellist in the orchestra because my hands were too big to play violin.
Oh.
And the orchestra director, I told her I wanted to. Shut up, Buddha.
What did you tell her?
What?
Do something with your hands.
Yeah, right, you know? I went into, because I wanted to play violin, and she looked at my hands, and she's like, your hands are too big. How about bass? My mom was like, absolutely not. I am not hauling an upright bass around the Twin Cities. So we settled on cello.
A Fender Twin Deluxe.
Right, yeah, you know. So I did cello for a couple years, and then I started playing guitar when I was 15, and then my dad started taking me to blues jams in St. Paul, hosted by a guy named Moses Oakland at a place called the Blues Saloon, which was like this big blues venue in the cities. It's since been gone and then reopened, and now it's back and better than ever.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I started doing that, and then I moved to Milwaukee in 2002, and pretty much have been working for the last 10 years in Milwaukee and touring a lot and working for a lot of different people and stuff.
Now, 2 questions. First of all, you said your dad introduced you, kind of was taking you to blues jams and stuff. Is your dad a musician as well?
No, my father was not a musician.
Okay. Just appreciated music?
Yes, loved music, loved blues, loved English blues, and subsequently, because of that, loved the original stuff. And when I got my first guitar, he was like, well, what are you going to do with this guitar? I said, well, I'm going to learn to play blues, because it sounded cool. And I was like, yeah, blues is awesome. And then he, like, schooled me. He, like, gave me a bunch of stuff to listen to. The birthday where he bought my guitar, he gave me a CD and an audio cassette. He gave me Eric Clapton Unplugged.
Nice.
And he gave me Robert Johnson, King of the Delta Blues Singers.
Okay.
And he sat me down to play, because I was playing acoustic guitar, and I said, well, I want an electric, because every kid wants an electric guitar.
Of course,
I mean,
it's
it's like the best weapon you have access to.
Right.
And my dad was like, well, if you're going to play electric guitar, you have to hear this, because this is the guy who set the bar, and everybody else has sort of like worked to. So you have to know. And he put on Cream's version of Crossroads from Wheels of Fire, and he said, "This is the greatest white blues guitar player to ever walk the earth. If you can play this, you have a future."
We'll preface it with white, yes.
Yeah. Well, oh, yeah, totally. No, I mean you can't. Right. But the thing was
right.
And my dad was my dad was pretty honest with me about being a blues musician, because he had friends who were blues musicians, and a friend of his did some studio work, I think, in Chicago when he was younger, and then got married and had kids, and they hung out and they went to jams a lot. And my dad talked to these guys he'd meet at these jams, and he said, if you're going to be a white guy playing blues, you're going to have difficulty. There is a barrier there, because to a point there are so many out there, they're not going to take you seriously. So you have to be very, very good at what you do.
Sure.
So from like an early point, I worked really hard to not be another schmucky white guy. Oh yeah, I play blues. Like.
How old were you when you started playing guitar?
15.
15. Okay.
And I started going to jams at 17.
Okay.
And I used to get my rear end kicked all over the stage by the guys in St. Paul, because I was like, oh yeah, I play guitar, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was terrible. I mean, they were nice. My dad was like, Jesus Christ, why do I take you to these things? And they were, oh, sorry, did that break an FCC guideline?
Well, it's almost Christmas. I think we can talk about Jesus.
Right, okay. So why in the name of the good Lord do I take you to these jams? So the bar was set early, and I had to there was definitely an expectation. And my father was a big believer in, if you're going to do something right.
Sure.
So I have an obsessive personality to begin with.
You?
So, yeah, right.
No.
Well, yeah, me, totally. Yeah, I fixate on things.
You're in good company. It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah. Have you talked to this guy lately?
Oh yeah. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, it's a joke.
I have no part of this.
These are not the droids you're looking for. So when I got into blues, you like that?
No.
That was for you. No.
Continue talking about
okay.
music.
All right. Sorry, music. So I started I got into blues, and I fixated on it. I had to play it. I had to play it well. I had to be better than everybody, and and because I had no focus before then, because I was terrible in school, it made complete sense. So I just sort of fixated on it to a point that it became a lifestyle.
Good. Now, what brought you? Said you came to Milwaukee in 2002. What brought you to Milwaukee? From the Twin Cities, because the Twin Cities are fabulous. I mean, I've been up there.
They're nice cities. I've always said it's a good place to be from. I came to Milwaukee because of a woman.
Ah, here we go. Here's the story.
The plot, dun dun dun.
Dun 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 dun.
It did not work out, and I was kind of marooned here.
Okay.
For the first year after that I lived by myself for the first time after that, and
Okay.
I was.
So you were you were young. You were
I was
young
20
when you came to the city. Then
I came here when I was 20, and we broke up a little bit before my 21st birthday. No, a little bit before my 22nd birthday. And then, the 21st birthday is what did it.
Really?
It wasn't what did it, but it was the start of the end. So it was. There was that. So I moved here for her. I got stuck here, and then I was actually able to make a career here. So, it's sort of.
And what is your career in?
My career.
Other than music, because I know you have some plans to do some things with your music this next year for sure.
Yes, there's a lot going on this year. My career. I spent 10 years working for other people. I learned a lot. Mm-hmm. But after a while, I kind of felt like if I was going to go through the rigmarole of being a musician and living the life and being poor and
Sure.
I wanted to enjoy my music again, and I was working in a band where I felt like I was disposable. Mm-hmm. I was replaceable.
Yeah.
And my contributions to the music were not. Because it wasn't my band. I was an employee. I wasn't the band leader. I was not the star of the show. I was just one of the guys wearing black in the background. Fuck. Fudge. Okay. Thanks, Buddha.
Zinger.
Zinger. But I felt like if I was going to go through the hardship of being a professional musician, I wanted to do it on my own terms.
Sure.
So and like I said, I learned a lot from all the people I worked for, but eventually you either say, I'm going to be that guy and stand in the background and possibly make a good living doing it, or not a good living, but make a better living, or you decide I'm going to start my own band, and then you're entering a whole new world of hurt,
Sure, yeah, I understand.
So yeah.
Okay, now how did you get hooked up with Ross and Dan?
I was hosting the jam at the Up and Under, and the guys I had worked with had slowly been like, oh, I can't do Monday nights anymore, or had left the band I was in at the time. So I sort of had to cast around for musicians and find people who wanted to do it. And then I had met Buddha because he came in one night. He came in a bunch of times and I can never remember his name, which he likes to remind me of once in a while. But he was always a drummer. And then a friend of mine told me he played piano. I was like, oh, I need a piano player. So I asked him to come do a gig with me, and then he did a couple more gigs with me. And the guys I'm with now recorded the record that you heard Minion from.
Yep.
And this is the band I basically hired for the record. My band had not worked out, and I still wanted to go ahead and do this record, so I was like, well, I'll just have to find people to do it with me. So
Good. All right. And when did Dan start playing with you, and then tell us about how you and Ross got hooked up together, or when Ross came into the mix?
Dan started playing with me last winter sometime in December or January, then the drummer I had at the time, Marshall McGee, knew Ross from music school, and the name of which escapes me at the moment.
Lawrence
University.
Yeah.
Lawrence University, everybody.
No, yeah.
You should see this man's diploma.
I don't have one.
I don't have one. There you go. Which is why he's working for me now. Imagine what you could have done if you had a
Now
diploma.
I feel like such a yutz.
Who's more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows? So anyway, I mentioned to Marshall I needed a...
Whatever, Confucius.
Yeah, thank you. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mentioned to the band...
Second Star Wars reference. Oh
Yeah.
boy, here we go.
I mentioned to the band, I was like, I think we need a horn player. Does anyone know anyone who's very good? And Marshall was like, I know this guy, and he's awesome. And he came to the Up and Under one night, and he was very drunk. And I never met him before.
Our Ross was drunk? No.
And he came up to the bandstand between sets, and he's like, hey, do you know Georgia? And I'm like, well, I've known this song.
I wanted to sing Georgia.
Well,
it's one of my favorite songs of
That's
all
what he likes to
time.
sing when he's drunk, folks, is he's always like, let's sing Georgia. But he came up to the bandstand. Let me tell the story. Shut up. So he came up to the bandstand and, hey, do you guys know Georgia? Yeah, I know the song. I've never had to play it. Okay, I'll write down the changes for you. And I'm like, whatever, this guy's a yutz. And he comes back 10 minutes later and has me a cocktail napkin crammed with the arrangement of Georgia. It was legible and everything. It was written out. He knew what he was talking about, but it's just this cocktail napkin crammed with chord changes and a second ending here and a DS Al-Coda. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Can you guys play this? I'm like, yeah, man, let me talk to the guys. I'll get back to you. No, never did. And then at the end of the night, Marshall's like, this is my friend Ross. I'm like, oh, you're the saxophone player. Okay. So I brought Ross in for the session, and he played on a couple, and then I realized as we recorded the CD, it actually added a lot to the band, because prior to that, it was just me and Buddha and Marshall on drums and Zach Steiner on bass.
Yeah, and Zach's awesome. Yeah.
And Zach Marshall's an excellent drummer, and Zach is an excellent bass player. And I realized that it really took what we were doing to another dynamic.
And it does, and I would agree with that, because I've seen you guys play with Ross and without.
Exactly.
And you guys are good both ways, but there's definitely something more dynamic with the
There is,
sax.
and it's much more, I feel like it's more, I like the big sound, and the horn really, as much as because I've worked with horns previously, and generally most not string instrument guys, but most rhythm section guys, guitar, bass, drums, always complain about horn players. All the guys I've ever worked with complain about horn players. And I've actually found that Ross is the first horn player that I really enjoy playing with, because I feel like we're able to actually fit together well, which is not something I usually get. I've worked with horn players, and I'm always fighting the dynamic. And I don't want to fight dynamic. What makes a good band is that it just happens.
Yep.
You can't structure it beyond belief.
I agree. So,
Is that a long answer? Am I talking too
yeah,
much?
well, we have a couple minutes left and we got to start playing your music here.
Oh,
but
okay.
so let's talk a little bit about, I know you guys just came out with a promo video. I watched it a couple days ago or yesterday, I think it was. It was really great.
Thank
how
you.
can people get a hold of that video?
You can go to our Reverb Nation page. ReverbNation.com/Misha Siegfried.
Yeah, and
or,
Misha is M-I-S-H-A, and Siegfried is S-I-E-G-F-R-I-E-D.
Very nice.
I practiced all day.
One of the downsides is that I have possibly the hardest name on the planet to spell. But
Budashevsky.
Budashevsky, right? Yeah. Good point.
If you get that right on the first try, like, that's ridiculous.
Right. Well, but what you can do is you put it in Google and spell it like it sounds, and Google will Googify it and find you. But it's on Reverb Nation, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's all over the place.
Okay,
You can see
great.
it anywhere.
Great. And let's talk a little bit about what can we expect from you and the band this next year? What are your goals for this next year?
We're going to be touring a lot more. Right now, I'm trying to book as many festivals as I can get my hands on. It's a tough proposition.
Yep.
That's no surprise.
Yeah, we're in the process of the same thing. We know.
Part of the reason being the club circuit's dying, so everyone's flocking to the festival system. And festivals were hard to book beforehand, and now they are a lot harder because everyone's banging down the door. So we're trying to do more festivals, definitely more road work, more touring, more touring shows. We're going to be recording our next CD in December next month, and we'll be releasing it in January.
Great.
We don't have a title for it yet, but it's going to be very exciting.
I'm sure it is.
And so yeah, we're just basically working on getting out there more and touring as much as possible. And we're going to be playing at Fire on Water
Great.
on
When?
the 17th, which is this Saturday,
Okay, that's wonderful. What time?
at 9:30
Great. Okay.
till whenever Buddha falls over.
Should we put bets on that?
Yes. So yeah, but big plans, huge thought, lots of stuff going on. It's going to be great.
And you guys have a gig coming up also next month on the 15th of December, correct? At the Bad Genie?
Yeah. No, we're at the 30th of this month. We're at the Bad Genie.
Oh, the 30th this month.
Yes, November 30th, we're at Bad Genie. And then December 7th, we are in Rochester, Minnesota at Kathy's Pub.
Oh, yeah.
And December 8th, we are at Stolpa's Steinhaus in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And then Sunday, we're recording our CD in La Crosse at
That's
a friend
great.
of Buddha's recording studio that he was so gracious to help set up.
Great. Okay. Well, that's exciting stuff. We'll definitely be following it, and I would love to have you guys back next year as you guys get a little further into that process. So
That would be awesome.
we need to hear some music from you. So Ross, Dan, any final comments since you two have been so quiet over here?
Well, Dan's been talking. Ross.
I'm a listener.
Oh, all right.
Oh, he's our sensitive listener.
I'm the sensitive listener. What?
He's lying.
You guys can't see this right now, but Misha's putting the microphone directly in my face, and I'm really uncomfortable about it. now it's up on my eyebrows. So yeah, no, this is great music, and you guys should check it out. And if you don't put the mic down, Misha, I might actually slap you across the face.
It's a very loving band. So we are going to hear first Indigo and Blue, and then we're going to hear Blues for Joy, which has been featured before on the show. It's a great song. And then we're going to listen to Finale. And then we are going to end with that. I will say next week, please tune in at 8 p.m. We have Eve of Nye coming on the show, and it's actually my identical twin sister, Alicia Betts, and her friend Karen, who's also her bandmate. They're going to come in and do a nice acoustic set for us. So Eve of Nye will be on next week.
Oh, this is the
All right,
first
are
I'm
we
hearing
ready?
of this.
Sounds
If
good.
you read your emails that I send out, Alan, ever, you would know this already.
The wall is blue?
The wall is
Wasn't
blue.
it green last
All right,
week?
let's push play.
Go Packers, Brewers, Badgers. Hi, Mom.
Only Dan.
This ain't what I'm used to. What I'm used to is the real you. Not the you say you are. This you is something so new. This ain't what I'm used to. What I'm used to is the real you. Not the
Hello, you're on the air.
Remind Mr. Siegfried that those copies of Cream belong to his mother, thank you.
Jesus Christ.
So apparently this is Misha's mom.
Yeah!
Hi,
What's up,
guys.
Susie?
Bye, guys.
Oh, thank you for calling. You are our first caller, and we will love you forever.
I'm watching my son. Come on.
I know, he's wonderful, and we love him too. All
Thank
right,
you, but
thanks,
do
Mom.
remind him that those albums are mine.
Those albums are your mother's. She wants me to inform
Oh,
you.
I heard her. Don't worry.
He probably has a text message on his phone right now.
Oh, God. Okay. Thanks for calling, Mom. Good to hear from
Bye.
you. Play the song.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right, back to Indigo and Blue.
Tell me where you came from, 'cause I wanna be
And that is the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. This has been the Anna London Show. Make sure you join us next week at 8 p.m.
We will see you next week with Eve of Nye.
Thanks for listening. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Peace out.